Let's talk a little bit about the debate, which it appears now, as of now, is taking place Thursday night, despite the fact that Donald Trump, they will have the ability to mute his microphone. Now, this is going to be in person, right? It's going to be an in-person debate. Is that right, Brendan? Do we know the details of it?
In person, yeah.
In person, but there will be a microphone muter. Now, I wouldn't put it past like Trump to like show up with like a megaphone or something like that, whip it out. But here he's being asked on Fox and Friends again. Will Cain, not
Dean Cain,
not Dean Cain. No, Will Cain. I know he was. I worked with him a little bit at CNN. Not worked with him, but against him.
Wait, hang on a second. Is Steve Doocy off because he got in trouble for not taking Trump seriously?
He sounded bad yesterday.
The other day. I mean,
he's like, listen, guys, COVID, we have to take it seriously.
I mean, maybe. Here is Donald Trump on Fox and Friends talking about what he's going to unleash on Joe Biden.
So in this debate this week, what do you think is the starkest contrast? The number one issue voters need to consider that's different between you and Joe Biden. We've had a lot of different issues come up: law and order, the economy, COVID, shutdowns. But what's the number one stark contrast in your mind between you and Joe Biden?
Okay, so many individual things, whether it's Second Amendment or energy or all of these things. They want to raise your taxes. I want to lower your taxes, regulations, all of that. But the bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole. Because they're going to turn us into a socialist nation. We're going to be no different than Venezuela. And I'll tell you what, it can happen. It can happen. Venezuela 20 years ago was unbelievable. And now they don't have water, they don't have food, they don't have medicine. The only difference is we'd be much bigger. But that's what it is. It's the American dream versus a socialist hellhole.
They don't even buy it. They're like,
That one didn't land as well.
Mr. President, maybe you should work on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is that, Joe Biden, to the extent that he did anything, kept saying over and over again, I'm not a socialist. I'm not that is, they anticipated this attack and guarded against it. I don't know. This is not to say that it would have made a difference to, against anybody, but the Biden campaign of all the campaigns was pretty scrupulous about this. They were determined to not let Donald Trump say Venezuela socialist hellhole. And this is like, but think about this. What number is this of strategy? Right now we're at Sleepy Joe. We're at corrupt guy. We're at he has a problem with
stutter.
Four.
Like he's
stutter,
he's dying or something. They've like thrown a bunch of weird
Sleepy
stuff
Joe. That seems all like a part of a whole that they've abandoned. I mean, they haven't been able to stick to a single theme throughout this. Now it's socialist hellhole. I don't think that's going to work. But he's also, let's go to number two. This is what he also plans to bring up at the debate. And everybody wants to hear about this.
We played number two.
We did? No, we didn't. Oh, that was it. Oh, okay. Sorry. I forgot the laptop hellhole.
We can play the
number
details
4
of his hellhole. Yeah.
It's just, number 4. Here's the details of that socialist hellhole.
And what specifically would you point to with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that would take us to that socialist hellhole?
Well, everything, socialized medicine. They want you to go to a hospital if you have a cold, take away your health care. They want to take away 180 million incredible health care plans that people love.
What?
Just in case you were wondering what a socialist hellhole looks like, you get a cold, you go to the hospital.
And then we take away your health care. So I don't know how you get to the hospital without any health care.
That's in these socialist hellholes. When you're sick, you get to go to a hospital.
But also, that's how off-brand he is right now. everyone's thinking, am I better today than I was 4 years ago, right? That's sort of like the thought process for maybe hopefully an undecided voter if there is one. And yet he's leading with medical care. Out of all the things to talk about right now, shut your mouth, Trump. Like that's what his advisors were saying.
Remind
Don't touch people.
Right.
Yes.
Don't remind people that right now you get a cold, people do want to go to the hospital. Well, this is also the reason, this was also the theory as to why him deploying socialist hellhole would not have made a difference against a Sanders or even to some extent a Warren, because he doesn't have the ability to articulate policy. So when they get to the next question, when friendly Will Cain says, can you be a little more specific? Like you say socialist hellhole, what does that look like? And then he's like, oh, I didn't know that was going to be on the test. Go back to the beginning and play this again.
And what specifically would you point to with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that would take us to that socialist hellhole?
Well, everything, socialized medicine. They want you to go to a hospital if you have a cold, take away your health care. They want to take away 180 million incredible health care plans that people love. I mean, you can go down a list forever. They want to take away your guns. They want to defund your police, or at least radically change your police. Look what they're doing in Minneapolis. Look what they're doing in Seattle. They want to destroy your police forces and at the same time take away your guns. So you can't protect yourself.
So I understand Melania is going to join.
Yeah, maybe we should just change the subject. That was basically a socialist hellhole, take away your guns.
I mean, do you think that the hosts are, it does seem like they're abruptly switching, like they're not buying it. I'm very confused by what's going on at Fox News when they're responding to Trump's strategies. On Fox and Friends specifically.
I think everybody, there is a little bit of a quality of like, how do we start to edge away a little bit from this?
The Ben Sassnett, that.
Yes.
They did it in 2016 too, if you recall.
Yep.
I mean, they were ready to reposition. Now Murdoch's gone, James Murdoch's gone, but they were ready to reposition to like the Megyn Kelly land and talk about, global warming in their perspective.
Yep.
Remember those articles?
Yep. I think so. And, even having like a guy like Will Cain on, he is not of that ilk in the past. I mean, he dabbles. He's a businessman, but,
he's a businessman.
I mean, that's a lot of these people are, but there it is. Socialist hellhole. Just in case you were wondering, a lot of people call in, what's the definition of socialism? It is you get sick, you go to the hospital, and also change police and take away your guns. That's it. That's it. That's all it takes.
You can defend yourself from the socialist hellhole.
There you go. Well, that's what happens when we have a social hellhole.